Ladies, let me talk to you real straight for a minute. See, a man knows what he wants. And when he wants it, he goes after it. That's how we're wired. You don't have to chase, beg, double text, or decode mixed signals like you're trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube in the dark. A man pursues what he truly values. I don't care what generation we in. I don't care what new dating trend is hot this week. I don't care if he's Gen Z, a millennial, or old school. The male wiring ain't changed that much. If a man is genuinely interested in you, if he sees you as someone he doesn't want to lose, he will do what it takes to keep you close. Period. No disclaimers, no confusion. Now listen, I know how it gets. You meet somebody, he's charming, he got that good smile, says all the right things. He starts off texting you good morning, checking in on your day, maybe even FaceTiming you at night. And you start to feel like, wow, this could be something. And then suddenly it shifts. He goes a little quiet. Text comes slower. Conversations feel shorter. Now you're stuck wondering, did I do something wrong? Is he losing interest? And that's when the spiral starts. That's when you go from sitting back and observing to leaning in, overthinking, and chasing. Let me tell you something, sis. That chase, that's where the game gets flipped on you. Because now you're in pursuit mode. Now you're giving energy to someone who's no longer earning it. But let me remind you of something. Real men, the grown ones, the ones who know who they are and what they want, they don't play when they see value. They don't fumble blessings. They recognize a good woman and they move accordingly. If you're a job opportunity and he saw it was the best thing to ever come across his desk, you think he'd sit around and wait on it? You think he'd ignore your email? No. He'd polish that resume, dress up, and come ready to impress in the interview. And you better believe he'd follow up the next day too. So why do we accept less effort in love than we would in business? I don't know what society told y'all, but chasing a man has never made him respect you more. It's never made him stay longer. You can't make a man ready who's not ready, and you can't teach a man to value you. You show him how by valuing yourself. When you start changing your standards because you're afraid he'll walk away, you're already losing. A man who wants to be there won't make you question his intention. He won't have you doubting your worth. He won't play hide and seek with your peace of mind. Now, don't get me wrong. Some men are slick with it. They'll hit you with just enough affection to keep you hanging on. They might disappear for 2 days, then pop back in with a "Hey stranger" text like nothing happened. Let me be real with you. That ain't interest. That's access. He doesn't want to lose access to you, but he also doesn't want to step up and give you consistency. And you should never be okay with being somebody's convenience. If he only calls when he's bored or lonely or drunk at 2 a.m., then you're not the priority. You're the option. And you're better than that. See, we as men, when we care, when we're serious, we make sure you know. We don't want to leave you guessing. When a man is really into a woman, his biggest fear is losing her to someone else who sees her value faster than he did. So he moves with urgency. He communicates. He shows up. You don't have to remind him to call. You don't have to double text. He's already making plans, already investing time, already clearing space in his life to include you. That's what effort looks like when it's real. So let me be real clear. When he's not texting back, when he's not calling, when he's acting inconsistent, that's your answer. He's not confused. He's not busy. He's not just going through something. He's making a choice. And you need to make one too. Because the moment you stop giving energy to a man who's not showing up for you, that's the moment the game changes. You flip the power back to your side. He might come running back, he might not. But either way, you win because you chose you. Let him miss you. Let him wonder what happened to that girl who used to answer every call, reply to every text, and show up even when he didn't deserve it. Let him feel your absence because your presence was a gift and he played with it. You want to know when he'll call or text you? When you stop waiting for him to. When you stop sitting by your phone and start living your life. That's when the energy shifts. That's when he starts feeling the difference. Because there's nothing more attractive than a woman who knows her value and refuses to settle for less than she deserves. So remember this. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. A man who's truly into you will find a way. Always. Let me tell you something that'll change the way you move in relationships from this day forward. Stop chasing and start attracting. You chasing that man? Calling, texting, double texting, checking when he's online, waiting for him to watch your story so maybe, just maybe, he'll remember you exist? Let me ask you this. What exactly are you chasing? A man who's barely putting in effort? A man who shows up when it's convenient for him? Someone who got you questioning your worth? Baby, chasing ain't never been your job. That ain't in your assignment. Your job is to walk like you know who you are, what you bring, and what you deserve. That's it. And when you do that, truly live in that, you start attracting what matches that energy. See, what people don't understand is that energy speaks before words ever do. The way you carry yourself tells people how to treat you. When you act like you got to earn love, beg for time, or prove your worth, you attract people who expect you to do exactly that. You attract takers, you attract users, you attract inconsistent folks who know they can get by doing the bare minimum because you're going to show up 100%, even when they barely show 20. But let me tell you what happens when you switch it up. When you stop chasing and start living in your power, you get your hair done because you love how it makes you feel. You dress up because it makes you walk taller, not because you want attention. You're focused on your goals, your peace, your growth. You ain't sitting around refreshing your messages. You're too busy building something that feeds your soul. That's when people start taking notice. Not because you're loud, not because you're desperate, but because your energy says, I don't need you to complete me, I'm already whole. That's the kind of woman a real man is drawn to. A man who's worth having. He's not looking for someone who chases him. He's looking for someone he has to step up for. Someone who challenges him to be better just by being herself. That doesn't mean being rude or playing games. No. It means you respect yourself so deeply that anyone who wants a seat at your table better bring something more than appetite. You understand? You're not out here trying to be chosen. You've already chosen yourself. And when you've done that, when you know your value, you attract a different kind of attention. Not just romantic either. Doors open. Opportunities come your way. People respect your time, your space, your boundaries. Why? Because you stopped chasing what wasn't meant for you and started walking in alignment with what is. Now let's talk real. I know some of y'all are afraid that if you stop chasing, he'll disappear. Let me help you with that. Good. Let him disappear. If the only thing keeping him around is your effort, your texts, your reminders, your energy, then he was never really there to begin with. And I get it. The silence can be scary. You think if I stop, then maybe I'll lose him for good. Well, what you don't see is that you're already losing yourself in the process of trying to keep someone who's not doing the same for you. There is peace in detachment. There is freedom in letting go of what is not showing up for you. You think you need him to validate your worth, but your worth was never dependent on his actions. That man didn't give it to you and he can't take it away. That confidence, that glow, that light, that's yours. But you got to own it. You got to stop letting it dim every time someone doesn't treat you how you want to be treated. You set the tone. You decide what's acceptable. You choose how long someone gets access to you without stepping up. And hear me when I say this. Attraction isn't just physical. It's spiritual. It's emotional. It's how you show up for yourself when no one's looking. That's what draws in what's meant for you. You want to be loved right? Start loving yourself right. You want consistency? Be consistent with your standards. You want peace? Start protecting your time, your space, your mind. Stop chasing folks who don't see you. Stop waiting on people who don't call. Stop pouring into cups that never pour back. Start choosing you every single day. Start doing the things that make you feel alive. And stop thinking your worth is tied to who does or doesn't text you back. When you make that shift from seeking to receiving, from chasing to attracting, you won't have to wonder who values you. You'll know because they'll show up right, speak right, and move right, not because you beg them to, but because they see you clearly. And when they see you clearly, they'll do whatever it takes to keep you, not because they're afraid to lose you, but because they finally recognize they've been given access to a woman who doesn't chase, a woman who attracts. And that right there changes the whole game. Let's stop playing like we don't know what mixed signals mean. Let's stop pretending we need a dictionary to figure it out. When someone's hot today and cold tomorrow, when they're sweet 1 minute and distant the next, when you hear from them all day Monday and they're not a peep till Friday night, that's not confusion. That's your answer. See, the thing is, people show you who they are every single time. The problem is, you keep making excuses for them instead of reading the message they're sending. It's like God is handing you a flashing billboard, this ain't it, and you're out here trying to repaint it like it's a love letter. Stop that. You know what real effort feels like. You know what consistency looks like. You've seen it before. You've given it before. So why, when it comes to this man who gives you just enough to keep you hanging, do you accept inconsistency and call it potential? Maybe he's just busy. Maybe he's shy. Maybe he's scared to get hurt. Maybe no. He's just not choosing you. And that's not a reflection of your worth. That's a reflection of where he's at. Mixed signals are not a puzzle for you to solve. They are a truth for you to accept. You don't need closure when someone is inconsistent. The lack of effort is the closure. Silence is an answer. Confusion is an answer. If you're constantly asking yourself, where do I stand with this person? Then you already got your answer. You just don't want to believe it yet. And I get it. I really do. It's hard to let go of someone you've started building a picture with in your head. You imagined where it could go. You saw potential. You saw how sweet they were when they wanted to be. You saw how they made you feel when things were good. But let me tell you something about potential. It means nothing without consistency. If someone can only show up for you part-time, then they don't deserve full-time access to your heart. You deserve someone who makes you feel safe in how they show up. Someone who doesn't have you guessing. Someone who says, I'm into you, and backs it up with action. Calls when they say they'll call. Makes time, not excuses. Shows up even when it's inconvenient. Not someone who leaves you in limbo, giving you breadcrumbs of attention just to keep you close enough not to leave, but far enough not to commit. Mixed signals are a form of manipulation. Let's call it what it is. It's a power game. Because as long as you're confused, you'll keep hoping. As long as you're uncertain, you'll keep trying to prove yourself. You'll keep bending, shrinking, and accepting less just to maybe, hopefully, one day get more. But what you don't realize is every time you ignore those red flags, you teach that person how to treat you. You teach them that they don't have to be consistent because you'll still be there. So let me ask you something real. Why are you holding on to someone who can't even give you clarity? Why are you texting someone who only reaches out when it's convenient? Why are you ignoring your own intuition just to keep someone around who clearly doesn't value your presence? You want to know what the right one will do? He won't leave you wondering. He won't have you overthinking every word, every pause, every message. He'll be clear. He'll be intentional. He'll say, I like you. And then his actions will echo that every single time. That's what it looks like when someone is sure about you. They make sure you know it too. You're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. You're not too needy. You're just talking to someone who can't meet those needs. And that's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to recognize when someone's inconsistency is slowly breaking your peace and walk away from that. Because at the end of the day, mixed signals are a way of keeping you on the hook without giving you the whole meal. You're starving for clarity while they keep dangling a taste of something that never fully arrives. Don't let someone treat you like an option while you treat them like a priority. Don't let confusion convince you to stay where clarity has already told you to leave. And yeah, it'll hurt to walk away. It'll hurt to stop hoping. It'll hurt to realize the story you were building in your mind isn't the one being written in real life. But you know what hurts more? Staying stuck in a situation that drains you. Waking up every day with that knot in your stomach, wondering why you're never enough to get his full attention. You deserve more than that. You always did. So the next time someone gives you mixed signals, don't chase, don't beg, don't decode. Receive the message. They're telling you who they are. Believe them the first time and move accordingly. Because your peace is too expensive to be traded for confusion. Let me say something to you right now that you need to not just hear, you need to feel it in your soul. You are the prize. Not a bonus, not a second thought, not a backup plan, the prize. You've got to start walking like it, talking like it, and making decisions like you know it. But too many of y'all have forgotten that. Somewhere along the way, life, disappointment, heartbreak, and all them situationships got you confused. Got you thinking that you got to earn love, that you got to chase after validation, that you got to change who you are just to make somebody stay. You don't. Let me break it down for you. When you go to the store and you see something expensive, something valuable, you don't expect it to be marked down. You understand that if it costs more, it must be worth more. That's how value works. But some of y'all out here putting your hearts on clearance, running 2-for-1 specials on your time and energy, and wondering why people treat you like you cheap. Baby, you've got to raise your standards so people understand that your love, your presence, your peace, it comes at a premium. It's not available to just anybody. You see, a real man recognizes a woman of value. He don't play games with her. He steps right, talks right, and moves with intention. And if he doesn't, that don't mean you lower yourself to his level. That means you leave him behind. Because if he can't see the prize in front of him, that's his loss, not yours. Let him sit in the cheap seats while someone else steps up and sees you like the front row experience you are. But here's the thing. In order for anyone else to treat you like the prize, you have to believe it first. You can't keep second guessing yourself. You can't keep settling for maybe when you know you want absolutely. You can't keep giving wife energy to a man who ain't even giving you consistent boyfriend energy. Stop letting people audition for a starring role in your life when they don't even show up to rehearsal. Your time, it's valuable. Your presence, it's powerful. Your love, that's a gift. Not everybody deserves access to it. And access should come with requirements. Some of y'all handing out full access passes to folks who ain't even doing the basics. They show up late, text you dry, go ghost for days, and then come back like you're supposed to be excited they remembered you. Where they do that at? Not here, not anymore. Start acting like you're the prize. That means knowing you don't have to settle. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. And let me be real with you. Sometimes when you start walking in that truth, people will fall off. Good. Let them. Everybody ain't meant to come with you. Some people are only there because of the discounted version of you. The version that didn't know her worth yet. But now that you've leveled up, now that you know who you are, they can't reach you the same way anymore. You got to set the tone. You got to show people how to treat you. When you stop overgiving, when you stop breaking your back to prove your love, when you stop overextending for folks who give you crumbs, that's when the shift happens. That's when you stop attracting people who want to take and you start attracting people who want to give. A real man is looking for a woman who knows her worth, not because she's arrogant, not because she's hard to get, but because she's grounded, because she's confident, because she knows her time is precious, and she doesn't waste it on confusion. He ain't intimidated by that. He's inspired by it. He sees that and steps up to match it. Don't you ever forget how powerful you are. Don't you ever forget how much you bring to the table. And don't let anybody try to convince you that you need to shrink just to keep a seat. If you've got to lower yourself to stay in someone's life, that ain't love. That's survival. And you were made to thrive. The truth is, when you really know you're the prize, you stop participating in the nonsense. You don't argue with people about your worth. You don't chase clarity. You don't entertain what are we texts after months of confusion. You don't beg for consistency. You sit back and watch. You observe how people move. You pay attention to how they show up. And if they can't meet you where you are, you wish them well and keep it moving. No bitterness, no begging, no explanations. Because the prize don't chase. The prize don't wait around forever. The prize don't discount itself, hoping someone finally sees its value. The prize attracts. The prize knows that what's meant will show up, stay up, and step up. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Because the prize is already complete, already whole, already powerful, with or without applause, with or without validation. So act like it, live like it, choose like it. Every day you wake up, walk in that truth. You are the prize. You always were. It's time you stop forgetting it.